Well, good morning. Saturday morning. We're outside on the porch office. It's 53 degrees. Now, let me tell you something. My children used to come down for breakfast in flannel pajamas and a sweatshirt and a robe and thick socks, complaining about how cold it was when the temperature got down to 50. That would be in September, October. I think most of them still do that. But then they would be wearing short pants to school in March when the temperature was in the 40s because it was warm. And I'd say, well, how come you weren't warm back in September? And they would say, Dad. So anyway, it's not that cold, folks. We're going to live. We're going to read Galatians 3:23 through 29. Before faith came, we were held captive under the law, imprisoned until the coming faith would be revealed. So then, the law was our guardian until Christ came, in order that we might be justified by faith. But now that faith has come, we are no longer under a guardian. For in Christ Jesus, you are all sons of God through faith. For as many of you as were baptized into Christ have put on Christ. There is neither Jew nor Greek, there is neither slave nor free, there is no male or female, you are all one in Christ Jesus. And if you are Christ's, then you are Abraham's offspring, heirs according to the promise. So in the beginning here, he sums up what he's been saying for several paragraphs, that faith was kind of our guardian, and now the law was kind of our guardian, and now faith has come. We no longer need it. That's what he said yesterday and the day before. Then he says we're all sons of God through faith, and which is important. Is kind of an adoptionist understanding of salvation in Paul's letters. We're adopted into God's family, which is no small thing. We're not slaves. We're not recruits. We're not the people who came to church. We're adopted into God's family, and that has particular implications for us. But what I really want to get to is what he says in verse 27. As many of you as were baptized into Christ have put on Christ. Now the word put on there is put on as we say, I put on the shirt, I put on a jacket. I put it on. It surrounds me and holds me and keeps me warm when it's 53 degrees and freezing outside. So we put on Christ. What could that mean? And Paul often uses this language and this sort of image of getting dressed, is putting on things of the faith, putting on the armor of faith, putting on Christ. Well, it means something like we put on Christ, and so that's how we are recognized in public. That's how we are known. That's how they know who we are and what we believe. That's how people identify us. We put on Christ. Now, so when we put on Christ, that means that there's neither slave or free or Jew or Gentile or male or female. All these human distinctions that we make go away. We still have our history. We still are who we are. We still have our identities, but they don't mean anything in front of Jesus. It doesn't mean anything that you're male or female in front of Jesus. It doesn't mean anything for you to be a Jew or a Gentile or a Southerner or from the North. Any of those distinctions melt away, and we find that in front of Christ, we're all one. I think it was Rudolf Bultmann who said that the ground at the foot of the cross is level ground. We're all there on flat ground. Nobody's higher than anybody else, and I think he was right, at least on that point. So what does this mean for us today? It means that we are set free from the requirements of the law, obviously, and we are set free to put on Christ, and to wear our identity as His followers, as His adopted brothers and sisters, as God's sons. We can wear that identity proudly in public, and know that God has chosen us and called us to Him and adopted us, and so there are no further distinctions that matter. Live into that today and see how it fits. And we'll see you tomorrow morning for worship online if you can do it, and then we'll see you Monday morning here again, though we perhaps won't be in the back porch office on Monday. See you then. Have a great day.